Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're with us on this Friday morning, the last day of March 2023. So we're going to go out and with a bang and just have a good show today for you. Our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and a hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today is right at 80 and low 69. Water temperature into the pier is 69.3. That's seasonal, right where it should be. And there's going to be some exciting things when that big school hits, and I think it's already hit in a couple of areas. We'll talk about that during the fishing forecast. Let's take a look at our river readings. We're looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. How about a 20.7? I heard someone call me last week, said it's going to, not last week, early part of the week, said it's going to hit 20. I said, no way. Here it is, 20.7. The Choctaw Carabelle, 11.7. And it's going to just high water all weekend, just really high water. And we're talking about this springtime, a lot of times spring floods. And this is an example of it right here. There's going to be some really high water up in the ditches. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Long. Today's 31st good tide, had a good low tide here at 4:03 this morning. The high tide coming on into 6:53 this evening. The wind's going to be south-southeast at 16, so the tide's going to be moving strong, but that wind's going to be pushing it up on the northern bank, and it's going to be a lot of movement there, but also there's going to be some rough water if you're in a smaller boat, so be aware of that. Let's go and do our fishing game times on Friday morning, where I do it now. 7:54 to 9:54 this morning, 8:17 to 10:17 this evening, and that's brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Two things today, real important announcements. Number one, the shop, Panhandle Outdoor Shop. This is the last day. It's closing this afternoon. I think Travis is going to close the door about 5:30 or 6. But anyway, go online, order some online today if you need to. We've had a good response with it being a closing out month, so go ahead and do it today, or call Travis. They save me some of this, and he'll be around next week or two before they hit the road. So go ahead and let's go ahead and do whatever you need for a present later on down the line, Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever, birthdays. And the second thing, don't forget the freshwater license-free weekend is this weekend also. So anybody coming down, they don't have to have a license, or anybody down the road that wants to go fishing, they don't have a license, go ahead and take them this weekend. It's going to be high water. Okay, let's look at some of our pictures. Okay, here we go. First one, Mr. Chester. My name is Glenn Miller. My brother is Wilbur Miller. That's some Calhoun County folks. This is Hannah Beam and Cooper Beam. These sheephead were caught by Hannah and Cooper just offshore in eastern Bay County. The fish that Hannah caught is 7 pounds, 11 ounces, and Cooper is 7 pounds, 3 ounces. Okay, they caught a total of 5. I'm sorry, Hannah is 7 years old and Cooper's 3 years old. Okay, they caught a total of 5 sheephead, but 2 came off at the boat. Here they are right here. Congratulations. We have had a real good run on sheephead this year. They had a campground. I know they had a good time. Good job. Thanks for sending that. Tina Stanford sent this to me. She says, Amber is watching Panhandle Outdoors this morning. And I'm thinking, who is Amber? Well, she included a picture of Amber, and that's her little dog. And that was the quail hunt we had on this week. I've heard from several of y'all that your dogs watch when we have the dogs on TV, that y'all actually watch it. So thank you, Tina, for sharing that. We're proud to have all of our viewers, all of them. Ray Howell and Thomas Howell, making memories. Is that a good picture? Again, up there in Bluntstown. That's a great black and white picture every now and then. They just come out at you, and it's sort of just a good picture out there. I know that was a great morning. Thank you, Ray Howell. Jason Jackson and Elliot. I know Elliot. I can see him jumping now. He just about died today. Well, here's how big that thing was. And we were talking about this time of year. they're starting to move around, especially the next week or two when it's going to be warming up a lot more. And that's as long as that shotgun. That is a big rattlesnake. So be careful if you walk through the woods. This is what if I make it that far, I still want to be doing that. If I have to walk or get out there in the water, and I don't know if I can surf fish because I don't know about the waves, but I saw that picture as inspirational to me, and I know some of y'all would appreciate it. Talking about sheephead, St. Joe fishing page, it's Chase Wilder. We have seen, I was thinking last night looking at this picture, I think I've shown more sheephead pictures this year than I have in the previous 3 or 4 years. Some really big ones. Red tide in northwest Florida, there's a concentration in 1 sample in Bay County and a background concentration in 2 samples in Gulf County. So it's something we have no control over, but it does happen. Okay, let's move on. Now the Lionfish Festival is a good ways off. The one they have over there in Fort Walton Beach is the 9th annual one. FWC helped sponsor this. It's going to be May 20th and 21st. We haven't talked a lot about the lionfish lately. Remember when it first started coming out about 8 or 9 years ago about really wanting to do something about the lionfish. We really had a lot of talk about it, have people come on and cover some of the festivals and everything, trying to get rid of the lionfish. But last couple of years it's sort of been on the back burner, but maybe it's coming back. I have a very strong feeling that this might be one of the reasons for the decline in our grouper population. They've been able to prove that they do eat small grouper. So anyway, we'll talk more about that as it gets closer. And in fact, there's a whole week of activities. I mean, they're having all kinds of things going on for the whole month, really, several things. So just check in on them and check it out. How about John M. Miller, limited out on this turkey. He limited out on this turkey season on his 60th birthday. We're from Wausau. Congratulations, Johnny, to get a limit. I know you had a good season right there, buddy. Okay, so that's going to take care of enough pictures and all. But I'd like to end on something like that. If you go through a turkey season, and I'm going to call you back later. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. I was able to go Wednesday. I was able to do some special outdoor activity. I probably shouldn't use that. All my outdoor activities are special. Sometimes it's a little more special because I was able to go on a quail hunt with some good guys, and what made it a little bit special was I went without a camera. I just went up there to hunt, and it was just a sort of like I hate to say it, like a load off your shoulder, because sometimes when you go to the camera, you want to make sure you capture everything and make a good video to share with y'all. But anyway, I was able to go up there, and David Tatum and invited me last time when I took Mason and Nick on Rodney Swindle's place. He said he's going to do one more hunt up at another place, at Trammell property, and so he invited me, and he wanted if I want to go Wednesday. So I said I'm going to clear my calendar. Yes, I want to go, and I don't want to bring my camera. He agreed with that. So we got up there, and we just had a great time. I do have a couple of pictures now. Mike Sims was able to shoot some real phone video, so I'm going to just show you what we have here. It's the last hunt of the year. What has happened now? You know, understand all the quail about run out. So here we go. Let me see if I can get it right here. All right, here we go. Okay, Mike took a picture. All these, Mike Sims took this picture. I'm just going to show you everybody we have. And anyway, I was getting ready to shoot. I had fun. Okay, and he shot a little bit of video. Look at these pine. Look at the pine trees. Okay. All right, there you go. You see them? Boom, boom. I got that one on the second shot. But look at the habitat. Okay, let me see this one. Now, there's another hunter. We didn't get Mike maybe had some video. He just shot some video, but the dogs are getting set up. But the trees, that area is perfect for the quail hunt. I didn't take the second shot there because the dogs had got too close to them. Okay, and then maybe one more. See that rising up, right? Boom, boom. folks, that's just fun. Okay, and look at there. Those dogs work hard. They work hard. And the guys on the trip, I have some more pictures. The guys on the trip with me, they invited me. I was their guest. They treated me like a guest. I'm not used to that. And I told David, I'm just a regular old hunter, but it's some good stuff to have going on up there. Let me see. I have some more pictures on my iPad. I'm switching my phone back to my iPad. Let's see if we get that up. And just here's some pictures. I want to show all the guys with us. Okay. Okay. Here's David. David Tatum on the left, and of course that's Rodney's dogs out there, and getting them some water. Okay. Here they're all walking around, just showing around. Here's Rodney's company. Rodney on the left, far left there, is keep this number, Longleaf Quality Southern Quail Hunts. Next year, he was sort of getting everything set up this year. He's done some hunts and all, but he's going to do some hunts next year. But we had a good messing of crowd. Young man right there in the middle, Robert Trammell. That's a Trammell property. Robert was hosting there. They have several thousand acres of land they have up there. There he is there. And can you see the straightaway behind them? Okay, they've had this property since the 1840s, and that straightaway right there is special because way back during plantation days, they would have horse races, and that's where the horse race was. Can you imagine if the family still saved that area for horse races when St. Joe had them, Mariana had them? It was a big deal. You don't hear a lot about history about the horse races, but they sure had them there. And he was telling some stories. And there's a group of them there on the far right. There's Mike Sims, who did filming, and then the other three I just talked about. Got a good trailer and had a really good time there. That's just some of the area there. But one of the coolest things, I got to show you this, one of the coolest things, an outhouse. Okay, an outhouse. Okay, it's really set up. Look on the inside of it. That's a modern outhouse. Howell Montgomery built this. Howell is a legendary athlete from Calhoun County, played at FSU, and he piddles around up there now and does things. But is that not cool? The Trammell property. So we're going to, and that's one of the old houses on the farm, still got the kettle. We're going to go up there and do a show just on the history. Okay, there we are there. We had, I think, got 29 birds, all of us hunting. Okay, so anyway, that takes care of that. Now, next year, I really feel good about this quail hunting really beginning to grow back to where, maybe not where it used to be, but a lot more people now are wanting to get into it thanks to people like this that's providing the dogs, and we're getting the quail set up. I've quail hunted more this year than I have in years, and it's on the rise. So next year, keep this in mind. If a group of y'all want to get together and set up a hunt like this with some of these guys, it's going to cost you. You got to pay for the quail. You got to help pay for the dogs, dog food and stuff like that. I mean, nothing's free. I mean, you go out deep sea fishing, you're going to pay big time for that. So, but it's well worth it to me. And I've said the same thing about dove shoots. If you can get some of that together, I'd love to do some of that. Okay, now let's go. That's part of our heritage, having that property for that long and still using it for outdoor things and all. So I appreciate Mr. Trammell letting us get up there. We had such a great talk, and we're going to get up there and do a video on all that old places up there. They're really cool. Now let's move on to something else that has a lot to do with our heritage here. In the Florida Panhandle, really is more toward the Big Bend, but the Big Bend and Panhandle sort of merge together. This is in Sopchoppy. That's right, Sopchoppy. Okay, down in Wakulla County. We've been to it before. They started about a long time. The old timers would get their worms. They didn't, before the bait and tackle stores, really, they would go out there and grunt them. I can remember as a kid watching my Papa Jack go down in the woods of Liberty County in Apalachicola National Forest and putting a straw in the ground and rubbing it back and forth and worms coming up. I thought it was like magic. And of course, over the years, it faded away. Well, Sopchoppy, which is right next to the Apalachicola National Forest, so they have the same kind of land, they've kept it going. About 20-something years ago, they started having a festival. Here it is right here. How about a Sopchoppy 21st Annual Worm Grunting Festival? It's going to be next Saturday. And they made a big festival out of it. And they actually do it. I haven't been to it, so every year I'm going to it. So you register and hear just this live music at 9 o'clock on gospel singers and demonstrations. And I like at 11:30, some of y'all need to pay attention because it'll be the senior wigglers. And 12:15, Easter egg, something with everybody. Then a youth choir, live music, and then a hula hoop contest. Jeff, I want to see you go to that. And then the Worm Grunners Ball, then live music, and the Young Bucks, and live music night shift. Anyway, the grunt goes on off and on all day long. So anyway, if you want something interesting to do, check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll talk about some more next week and show you some pictures actually how they do that. It's really forgotten heritage, really. Okay, we'll do our drawing. Let me go ahead and get set up for the fishing forecast, and we'll do the drawing during the fishing forecast. So let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's do our drawing first of all right here. Okay, Tarpon Knock Seafood Giveaway. A $20 gift certificate is going to, let me see, all the way from Panama City Beach, Candy McElreath. All right, Candy, and the winner of the Big Red Snapper. Be good on Palm Sunday, you cook. From Sneed's, Kenny Brown. All right, let's take care of our winners. Next week we'll be giving away our final drawing that we're done from Weewall Wiggler Bait and Tackle. So that'll be on first couple of days, one day next week anyway. All right, now let's get our famous Friday fishing forecast. First of all, talk about freshwater. He's talking about high water. We talked about during the weather. It's going to be all right, 20 foot on the big rivers, 15 and 16 on the Choctahatchee. So that means everything is flooded. The feeder creeks are flooded. But the good thing, you always try to find the bright side of everything that happens in nature. The bright side of river flooding is you can get back up into the sloughs. And you need a smaller boat. You can't do it in the big old 25-foot, 20-something foot bass boat. Smaller boat, get up in there because now all the fish are sort of moving up there with the moving water and they're feeding. So I've always liked to do that. And it's sort of, they get a little active at times, but you got to get in the right spot. So don't be discouraged and about not going because of that right there. Now, I did talk about one thing. I want to talk about Lake Powell. I already have this up here on my map. Lake Powell is a good fishing spot. We're talking about fishing from shore and all, but right here, you can put here the boat ramp, but the Lake Powell, all right, right in the center of the screen is a boat ramp right there, boat ramp, and then, but I want to encourage you, these two sloughs right here, they hold some fish, folks, they really do. You want to be quiet, there's some docks up in here, and you can see these docks right up in here. Just work these docks, especially on this end right through here. We don't talk about Lake Powell very much at all. But you also have the Camp Helen State Park there, and that's good too. Okay, so anyway, the wading spots, I didn't finish talking about it, I think, on Tuesday's show, the different wading spots you can go to, maybe Wednesday, but anyway, we had a situation where the best place to go is sometimes not necessarily the closest place to you, but where you can actually go and get out there easiest. So keep that in mind. Just because it's close to you don't mean you should go there. So I'm trying to give you some easy spots to go to. So I did mention, let's go down to St. Joe. I didn't get to St. Joe the other day about some places to go to. Okay, some waiting places. St. Joe, right here. One of the best places, okay, if you can get on the Highland View Bridge, excellent. You can wade on out, see it from right to left from the shoreline there. See that channel? And you can fish from this side right here. And there's some fishing pressure now. A lot of people have found out about it. People have moved in. A lot of the guys that work in construction will go there and fish. The other place, okay, right down here at Frank Pate Park. You can walk out on the jetties right here and fish. Okay, that's good places right there. And then also, this public ramp. This is one right here. See, that's deep water. That's where the paper mill used to be right here. So all that's deep water, and they've actually caught tarpon there. And again, you can drive up to it and just fish right off those rocks, and also fish into the mouth right here. I mean, you try to get it when the boat traffic is not coming in real strong. Okay, so that's on the wading areas. In general, what I talked about, Dog Island. I got a good report from Dog Island. I saw some good pictures of Pompano from there. But keep in mind, Dog Island is a private island. It's really not in a public place to fish. So I guess the people sent me the picture had property there. So it's just as easy and a lot more legal to go fish off St. George Island at the state park. So if they're at Dog Island, Dog Island's right next to it. So, but St. George State Park would be a good place this weekend. All right, right here. Got a south-southeast wind today. It's going to be really rough. You want to be careful. There's Dog Island there. But so if they're biting there, they're going to bite right here too at the state park. Pompano bite's been really good. The East Bay has done well on redfish. Also got a report from over there in Destin, the Spanish. They caught some really nice Spanish inside Choctawhatchee Bay, and also the sheephead bite has been really good down there. So we've had some good reports there. Okay, where to go this weekend? You want to get out of the wind. If you want to go to St. Joe Bay, put in there at the park and then fish this area right here. I'd fish around Black's Island. See Black's Island right here? Again, these channels, and we're going to talk about the seagrasses next week. We're very fortunate in the Panhandle to have this area here that has a lot of natural seagrasses. I know when I fished with Blair Morgan, and Blair knew the bay like the back of the palm of his hand, and we fished a lot here in the center of the screen, and Gail and I have had some wonderful trips. Just drip, just right through here. So anyway, those good places there. Again, West Bay should be strong this week, this coming week after we got a southeast wind, both feeder creeks there. And again, one more time, the Spanish mackerel should be right in this area right here. Deepwater Point, they had a buoy out, but it's back in shape now. So it's going to be, it should be a good weekend for doing this kind of thing. Spanish and surf fishing going to be tough. Freshwater fishing will be tough, but trolling in the bay and catching Spanish should be really good. Got to wrap it up for this week. Thank you all for watching, and we appreciate the viewership. Had a good week. Y'all do something good today for your fellow man. Enjoy our beautiful outdoors and take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.